Hello, everybody, and welcome to the North American Star League Season number 2. I am Andre Greatorp Changsho, and joined alongside me today is going to be Tegunrun. Tegunrun,
hey,
how you doing, man?
How's it going, guys? Yes, my name is Tegunrun, spelled T-E-H, you know. Actually, it isn't. But I think my YouTube account is named that way. I think someone tried to steal it initially.
Oh, my goodness.
But yes, I'm the
I
Gunrun.
hate those people. I just want you to know, actually, on the NLG website, I have to spell Greatorp with a 0 because someone took Greatorp from me. And I actually petitioned. I went up to everybody in MLG. I was like, this is identity theft.
Yeah, this.
I actually said
right.
I wrote an email. I said, please get me Greatorp. It's identity theft that someone took it from me.
Man, speaking of identity theft, never go to thegunrun.com because I think an 11-year-old stole my name at some point. No, Greatorp, don't go. Okay.
Gunrun.com. Okay, what you're going to do, you go there.
Oh, God.
I misspelt it. Thegunrun.com.
Yes,
what you're going to do, you go to it, and you will see one person just put up a fire, apparently, and it just says the gun run. I love to run my guns.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all it says.
Yeah,
it's just that.
I did actually make that, but yeah, that's all you'll see there.
That.
And he stole the domain just to make that website. I'm wondering if that's someone trying to spite me here, or actually a really ignorant 11-year-old. But anyway, though, we have a great set of matches coming to you guys here for today. Yeah, let's go
ahead and get into the matches then.
Let's go and list these guys off.
So we have as match number 1 versus Sake. Softball versus Morrow is going to follow up in match number 2.
In match number 3, we have Jinro versus Sho, and finishing it off will be
Ichiro versus Kiwikaki.
Dang it. I was trying to build up with the climax. Way to ruin this one, man.
I reverse climax stole you.
Yes, thank you.
I reverse climax stole you. Thank you very much for those of you watching yesterday. You will know exactly what we're talking about. And if you haven't already watched yesterday's, you can do so.
The VODs are available in HD on NASL.TV.
Baby. And you know what? It's great because you work on our streaming and stuff. So everything's great. So we can have pristine VODs. But you can go ahead and check that out. You can go to www.nasl.tv, sign up for that HD pass, and get access to all the VODs where you can see me and Gunrun's our chemistry at work.
Absolutely.
And then you will understand. You'll be within the know.
It almost makes you a New Jerseyan.
Exactly.
It's so close.
Exactly.
So close.
And if you don't know already, I need to reiterate this. We are both from New Jersey. 2 people from New Jersey coming together.
The Garden State.
The Garden
Hell
State.
Yeah.
Because we do a lot.
We do a lot of gardening all the time. No,
not at all.
Anyway.
But yeah, go check that out. Also gives you access to those, a commercial-free stream. So that's always nice.
Yes, absolutely.
Nevertheless, we're going to be moving forward. Let's go ahead and check out the maps first before we get into the matchups individually. We have Terminus SE as our first map. Really like that one.
Yep, and as our second map, we have Dual Sight, and third map will be Belshire Beach.
So let's go ahead and go into the matches in particular. First map is going to be Terminus SE. So Terminus, we are experiencing very, very big macro maps, or big macro games. Usually on this map, you normally see going 3rd, 4th, 5th bases. It's very easy to get 3 bases on this map, and off of that, you just push out a little bit, and you have your 4th base. And you push out a little bit more, and you have your 5th base. And all of a sudden, you're off of 10 gas. Being a Zerg, I'm sure that is a winter wonderland for you.
Yeah, it's such a fun feeling just having control of so many bases. And yeah, like, because of all of that, you're able to just keep on continuously like throwing units out there. And that's why I love just having like that bank being of just like unit destruction and being able to continuously like put more into that, you know.
It definitely makes for those awesome battles, and we get, you know, a hard thing that people don't realize is being able to control those large armies. A lot of times people on the ladder, the more casual players, I should say, will just have everything in one group, or, you know, select everything together.
Yeah.
Attack move and then left click.
And just help you win with that, right?
Exactly. But you know what? There's a lot more that goes into it. Not only the spell casting, but I think positioning is really being starting to utilized in these high-level matches, and we see, you know, perfect control coming in where they make the flank themselves before the battle even starts. You get these, you know, surrounds that are going all over the place. Of course, the Zerglings, Banelings, things like that, and it makes for really exciting matches and exciting battles throughout the entire game. I'm looking forward to Terminus SE.
Yeah, with a map like Terminus 2, you have so many like bases just out there in the open, and yeah, so much drop potential as well. And you have to worry about like if you do mass up all those bases, you just have to be very careful about those small issues going on over there. You got to be worried about every single one of them too.
For sure.
Yeah.
And then we're going to be moving over
to Dual Site, our second map. A really nice one too. This map is the one with the weird Zelnaga watchtowers as well. It's just such a strange art decision.
Yeah, they're warp gates.
Warp gates, yes. Yeah, and they actually deploy when you hit them. Like, oh, were those protests a little too lazy for this one? It's strange. Well, it's right by like a lava pit too, so maybe they didn't care too much and they like use their old archaic. So anyway, lore aside, it's a great map.
Dual Site's probably one of my favorite maps, and the reason is because we see a lot of two-base play, and I know that goes back to the beta days a little bit, but I really feel like the two-base play, it accentuates the usefulness of drops. That whole deal with, or just movement, positioning, things like that, because both players are normally on two-base, and they're looking to be the aggressor, either taking an expansion or killing their opponents. And when you're at such a high unit count with such a low economy, every unit is so valuable, and it can change the game completely. So you have to be so meticulous and so deliberate with your actions. If you make one small mistake, you can be in worlds of hurt. But at the same time, if you do something like a dropship, if you pull units away from the main army, all of a sudden you have a vulnerability in your opponent. You can capitalize on that and really take advantage of it.
Would you say this map's like a high risk, high reward kind of?
A little bit, yes, because it can be very unforgiving. You mess up once, and you give your opponent 1 minute to just sit there and do whatever they want. They take an expansion off that. If you can't do anything at all, you are way behind. So
yeah, very nice.
Really cool map, in my opinion. One of my favorite ones in the NASL map pool. Hopefully, we will get some amazing games.
Yeah, to me, it's my second favorite looking map. My first favorite looking map, though, has to be Belshire Beach.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, we kind of spoke about this already, but it is quite a beautiful New Jersey-esque map.
Yeah.
Very, very nice.
Yeah, actually, I was talking with makers. They were like, we were visiting New Jersey, the beautiful beaches, and we're like, hey, I think we need to make a map based on this.
Yeah, so you talked with Blizzard New Jersey, and they were the ones designated to make this map.
Obviously. And you know what? They did a great job. I do have to say. New Jersey, we're going to nickname this New Jersey.
Yep, New Jersey is coming up.
New Jersey is a map where, you have a lot of expansions. I believe it's 6 to a side, so each player can get up to 6 bases or 12 gases if you want to look at it like that. That's one of the biggest ways to look at maps. How many gases can you potentially have? Because gas is normally the limiting factor in every single matchup, especially for Zerg. I know it can be for Terran. You could just mass Marine sometimes and just win. But it can be for Terran to get those really juicy units like Ravens, Ghosts, Thors, Siege Tanks, things like that, where it costs so much gas you need to be able to get those, along with Protoss as well, because all of Protoss endgame revolves around gas-centric army compositions. So this map really gives you that ability to get to that endgame super composition. But, getting there might be a little bit hard because there's so much movement going around in the entire map.
Yeah, Belshire is one of those, like, I don't know, I kind of feel like positioning is also a really big part of that as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, given those 2 Zelnaga watchtowers in the middle and just, like, all that area you're able to move around with. I've been seeing some really, like, nice, blue flame Hellions back before the patch. And, yeah, just seeing how effective they were in those areas are, like, it can be pretty ridiculous if you don't watch out. Yeah.
Yep. And you know what? It's going to be a lot easier when we talk about all the players that are going to be playing on these maps. So let's go ahead and get into that. Let's start with our last match of the day. It's going to be Idra versus Kiwikaki. This is going to be a dangerous matchup for both these players.
Yeah, this will be quite extreme. Idra, our Zerg player, my personal, like, one of my favorite Zerg players, man. Yeah, he's going to be pretty... I think he's going to do a really good job here, I hope, at least. I don't know, there's more favoritism than anything here, but, yeah.
As we know, Idra is from Team Evil Geniuses. The guy is known for his macro style, and unfortunately, he's known so much for his macro style that people have cut corners against him. They've blind all in, they've blind countered his style, and it can be very, very frustrating, I feel, for Idra sometimes to see these very abusive styles being played against him, and he knows it. He is the bad boy of the scene, I would say. He's quite the curmudgeon, if you will. But you know what? I would always love to see Idra. I think his style is beautiful to watch, especially to those players that just play standard against him. He just crushes them so fast. It's going to be really interesting because he says Kiwikaki is going to be a dangerous player. Now, Kiwikaki, let's talk about him a little bit.
Yeah, we have Kiwikaki, coming up against Idra here. Kiwikaki, know mostly from like playing poker out there and from his like latest exposure in the scene like that.
Yeah, and
pretty cool to hear about that.
A huge run in the World Series of Poker. For those of you that don't know, he is a professional poker player, and he's like, yeah, I guess I play professional Starcraft 2 as well.
He guesses he does.
I guess I do. The guy's really good though. Probably the innovator of Protoss. Really at the cutting edge of his builds. We've seen, against the 1-1-1, he goes a 4 gateway, 1 robo, 1 Stargate build, which is like, what the heck are you doing, Kiwikaki? But it works. It works really cool. Of course, he makes little tweaks all the time, but always refined builds and unique builds that I see coming out from him. I'm interested to see what he does for PvZ this time around because I feel like he's had a lot of trouble in PvZ in the past. He usually worked off of very abusive timings, going for those Blink Stalker plays, the +2 Blink Stalker plays. That's what he did Season 1. I'm interested to see what he'll do against Idra and what he'll do in Season number 2.
Moving on to the next match, we got Jinro versus Sho. Jinro, the Gorilla Terran. And, hopefully he can do some good stuff. Jinro, man, after seeing what he's done over in Korea recently, pretty excited to see him come and play again, man. Yeah,
Jinro is coming from Team Liquid. He's probably their, I guess, the Capitan.
The captain?
He feels like that, right? Like, he just feels like that experience that, I don't know how to explain it.
He has those nuances of being superior. I don't know. Yeah,
I don't know.
I kind of feel
when you meet him,
though,
when you meet him, he just has that aura, that vibe that you get when you're next to like a president or something.
Yeah, when he talks to you, it's just so eloquent in a strange way. He has an accent, also has a deep voice going out at you. It's pretty neat talking to Jinro.
He's awesome. Now, he will be going up against Sho, the superstar, really, of the European scene right now. He's been playing phenomenally well. And you know what? I think Sho is definitely, well, I shouldn't say definitely, but he might be a favorite going into this. Because Sho recently played an MLG and went 1-2 against Bomber. And I actually sat behind him watching his matches and really analyzing everything that was going on. And I'm going to tell you this. He should have 3-0'd Bomber. 3-0'd Bomber. He was ahead in all 3 games. Unfortunately, he only won 1 of them. But the game he won, it looked like he was playing against a diamond noob.
Oh, wow. So he made him look that bad?
It was that easy for Sho. And I really feel like his TVT has gotten so good over time. He does do a mech-oriented style. I think Jinro might have his hands a little bit full with Sho.
Yeah, that'd be very interesting to check out. So in those games versus Bomber, did he more like make mistakes during that, or was it? Oh, really?
It really comes down. I do want to mention that his low APM, I think, is really hurting him. He has okay mechanics. Sometimes they're like amazingly good, and then sometimes they will be terrible, unfortunately. But it's very rare that they're terrible. But all it takes sometimes in StarCraft is you to miss 1 production cycle, and you've lost the game.
Yes,
and it's crazy like that.
Yeah, as a low APM player, you really got to rely on everything else to really just compensate for that. Well, moving on to our next game, we have Softball versus Moro. Softball, another Asian player, not really too familiar with this guy.
Yep. Well, Softball is from the Taiwanese scene. He's opposite to Sen. A lot of people, a lot of players in the Taiwan scene call him, the Terran version of Sen. Now, Sen is definitely one of the superstars. We haven't seen Softball really break through just yet. We haven't seen him just, a stunning, amazing play, but we haven't seen terrible play coming out of him. I do want to say he has been doing okay in all of his matches. He has unfortunately lost all of his matches as well. Of course, this is only the 3rd week. It's not a big deal, but nevertheless, Softball, I think he is a player that has a lot of potential. It's just, I think, interesting to see a player like him coming into